Hello and welcome to HADCO. Thanks for coming out. I'm Chef Jared working with you today on some of the care and use for your products. Today we're going to start with probably the number one question we get here, and that's how to season and care for and maintain your griddle. There's a few things that we're going to need to do this, so let's go ahead and get started. One of the first things you're going to need is an abrasive pad. Scotch-Brite works great, any store-bought brand. Medium abrasion is perfect. What you're wanting to do is all of the surfaces of griddles are always going to have some sort of a protective coating, be it a grease or an oil-based protection. What you want to do is get all of that off. So you'll start with a little hot soapy water and get into all the corners with the edges of your Scotch-Brite. So we'll get all the abrasion down in, remove everything out, and then we'll wipe your whole surface clean with some paper towel. The way to get into the striations and finish the cleaning process is just a little bit of oil. We will go ahead and use about a tablespoon, and then we'll get into all the striations, all the little grooves, and we'll get the last of the oil or grease out that was protecting the surface. Now we're ready to preheat our griddle. We're going to go ahead and turn this up to about 375 degrees. This will allow us to really start to burn off any of the excess grease or oil. We'll give one more wipe down with a little hot soapy water, and then the seasoning process will begin. Now to start the seasoning process, we want to reach about a 350 to 375 degree temperature, and we're going to use a little bit of mineral oil. Now I like mineral oil because mineral oil gives you the lowest sugar content and the highest burn rate. So what this allows you to do is to give a nice seasoning without building up a sticky surface that some of the darker oils like your olive oils or even the virgin or extra virgin olive oils can cause. That is not an oil that I would recommend. Any oil that has a lot of flavor, any oil that has a lot of sugar content, this is going to burn in the seasoning process. So we'll take this little bit of mineral oil, always food safe mineral oil, and we'll spread it nice and evenly over the surface, and we'll let this start to smoke for about 15 to 20 minutes until it has really started to show just a little bit of splotchy golden surface texture. Then we'll turn it off, we'll let it cool down for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we're going to do that again. We're going to do that again about 5 times over the course of every 45 minutes or so. You start to build that really nice non-stick surface, and your color starts to become much more visible. Now through that seasoning process, you're going to have some color changes. You'll go through a splotchy bit of golden, it'll become bronzier, it will become browner, and then it will start to fade into a black. As you get to the brown and black stage, you are really starting to become very non-stick, and the surface should have a nice even coating. Now the way to achieve this through your cooking process is to be very gentle when you clean. So next we're going to talk about how to clean your seasoned griddle. Now you've seasoned, starting to get a little bit of golden brown, got some beautiful color going, and you've already started to do a little bit of cooking. Now what we're going to talk about is how to clean this unit. You've got all of your buildup on here, but the first thing you want to do is turn this down to about 200 degrees. Which is the lowest setting this has. That is so that the griddle will cool off. The method for cleaning, and the best method for cleaning, is to use a little bit of club soda and a soft bristle brush. The reason for this is that once it's cooled enough but still warm enough to sanitize with the use of the club soda, this will steam up all the things that are trapped in the grooves or in the corners, and it'll make it easier to clean. But what you don't want to do is rush into, as soon as you've turned this down, pouring your club soda on. You'll boil away the club soda rapidly if you don't wait till it cools off. So, best tip is, give it about 10-15 minutes after you're done cooking. Once you've finished your meal, go ahead and turn it down to 200 degrees. By the time you're done eating, it's ready for cleaning. Great little tip, and it makes it easy to clean up once you're done. Now that we've let this cool down to about 200 degrees, let's go ahead and just add a little bit of our club soda. Let's use our brush to just take up all of the burnt on. And anything that doesn't want to come off, just pour a little bit more club soda on and you will be perfect. Scrape it all down into your drip area. And now what you have is a well-seasoned and perfect griddle top that you have not done any damage to any of your seasoning. And that is the biggest effect that you have. If you try to clean your griddle every time with something very, very sharp and something that scrapes like a spatula, you will start to remove and scratch into that seasoning. So just be very gentle, take your time in cleaning, and it makes it very, very easy to do if you'll just be patient. So the last thing that we're going to do to protect our griddle and finish this seasoning process is we're going to add a little bit of oil. We're going to spread that oil nice and evenly over the surface. And now what we've done is we prepared ourselves for the next round of seasoning and preheat. So to finish the process, we want to put something on to protect the surface. Where you've done all your seasoning and you've left that last layer of oil, you want to have something on there that covers it over and really protects it from dust and airborne particles. So some of the things that you have available to you are a stainless steel griddle cover. This fits directly over the griddle, but it's also a wonderful tool because when you're cooking on the griddle and you get all that splatter, just a little tip of the chef for the day, is that you can place that cover over your burners. It makes it much easier to wipe down one flat, easy to wipe surface than it does to have to take all your burners apart. So you also have other uses for this griddle cover. Just take it, put it over your burners, and it makes cleanup easy. Last but not least, you actually have a wonderful bamboo cutting board. Now you can use it as a cutting board, you can use it as a cheese board, you can use it for preparation, you can use it just decoratively. But this fits over beautifully, and it covers it up when it's not in use. So it doesn't show those dark brown spots on your griddle that maybe you don't like so much when you're not cooking. So try either your griddle cover or your chopping board. You can't go wrong either way. Thanks so much and good cooking.